While many films by D.W. Griffith, such as The Londo Operator, focus on creating tension between different scenes through the use of parallel editing and cross-cutting, A Corner in Wheat is focused on using parallel editing to create social commentary between the activities of the rich and poor families. The two films use parallel editing and cross-cutting in different ways. The Londo Operator uses parallel editing to show the three different scenes: the girlfriend calling for help, the burglars trying to break in to kill her, and the boyfriend coming to rescue her. In contrast, A Corner in Wheat uses parallel editing to create a dichotomy between the scenes, a scene showing the rich family and the scene showing the poor workers. It makes the viewer think about the ways in which these two social classes function in their daily lives. Ultimately, these films, while using the same fill techniques, use them in different ways. Before comparing the two films, we need to understand what parallel editing is. There are three main characteristics in parallel editing, but I will focus on two. The first main point, according to Gunning, is that parallel editing alternates two separable series of shots, setting up what is most often described as an A-B-A-B pattern. The use of parallel editing alternates between two scenes, but in the case of the Londo Operator, Griffith uses parallel editing to alternate between three scenes. Perhaps one of Griffith's prominent uses of parallel editing, The Londo Operator, is about a woman who takes over a telegraph after her father becomes ill. Once the payroll for the town's mine is delivered, two robbers attempt to steal the money from the girl, attempting to break in the house. All of this is going on while the girl is calling for help, in which her boyfriend rides on the train to her rescue. Unlike many films at the time, which had a simple plotline set in one location, The Londo Operator alternates between three scenes: the woman in the telegraph office, the two robbers outside, and the train. The three scenes are happening at the same time, and Griffith uses parallel editing to create tension between the three scenes. In one scene, the girl in the telegraph office is seen crying for help, sending a telegraph message in distress. In another scene, we see two burglars attempting to break the door down, and in another scene, we see the boyfriend on the train coming to the girl's rescue. The alternating between these three scenes creates a sense of anxiousness from the viewer, and the use of parallel editing in The Londo Operator is used to further advance the plot of the narrative and show suspense, and therefore makes the viewers ask these questions. Will the boyfriend arrive in time to save the girl? Will the burglars manage to break in? Will the girl be safe from harm? The second main point of parallel editing, according to Gunning, is that parallel editing establishes spatial and temporal relations. In A Corner in Wheat, parallel editing is used to create social commentary. It is the story of a greedy tycoon who tries to corner the market on wheat, thus destroying the livelihoods of people who can no longer buy bread. One scene is focused on the activities of the rich businessman. Right after this scene, the film cuts to another scene of the poor workers buying bread. The juxtaposition of these two scenes makes the viewer compare and contrast the two social classes. The rich businessmen are concerned with capitalizing on wheat and celebrate by having a party. Meanwhile, the poor class are concerned with buying bread. It is a social commentary on capitalism and how it benefits one class but screws over the other class. The use of this contrast edit, according to Gunning, does more than simply present events. It intervenes to comment on them and expresses that comment by an ideological reference. The parallel editing between the rich and poor classes creates a dichotomy between the two classes. However, it does more than that. It critiques the very essence of capitalism. In conclusion, both The Londo Operator and A Corner in Wheat use the same techniques but in different ways. The Londo Operator used parallel editing to create tension between the three scenes, creating tension and suspense. In A Corner in Wheat, the use of parallel editing is used to compare and contrast the scenes of the poor and rich classes. The two films use parallel editing in interesting ways to make the viewer think about what's going on, and it shows how Griffith's mastery of editing contributes to the narrative of American film.